In the summer, you probably find yourself spending a lot more money eating out. It's okay, it happens to the best of us. But with Home Chef, you can save time and money while still getting that dining out feeling. Home Chef provides fresh ingredients and chef designed recipes, conveniently delivered to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. Whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre portioned ingredients and easy instructions, or speedy recipes ready in less than 30 minutes, Home Chef has you and the entire family covered for delicious meals without the hassle. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life. And of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/ratchet. That's homechef.com/ratchet for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/ratchet. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. You know, I spend a great deal of time in airports. I'm always looking for the perfect luggage, so I pay attention to what the luggage looks like in baggage claim. And I see away luggage a lot when I travel. As much as I love its looks, because it's so cute, I prefer soft side suitcases. Is that weird? And I always wished Away made one. Well, guess what? Now they do. The new Away soft side suitcase seriously looks better than any old school soft side suitcases I've seen. This is not your grandmother's soft side suitcase, and it doesn't look like a hand me down. It looks like you have good taste. You'll actually want to be seen with this one. And it's designed to be lighter than others on the market, which really matters overseas because so many airlines want to weigh your carry on. If it's going to be heavy, I want it to be because I pack so much stuff, not because just the actual luggage weighs a lot. You gotta check out the new soft side luggage from Away. Head over to awaytravel.com/ratchet. That's awaytravel.com/ratchet to see the new soft side luggage from Away. Awaytravel.com/ratchet.
Today's episode is brought to you by Angie. Angie has made it easier than ever to connect with skilled professionals to get all your jobs and projects done well. Let me tell you, there's the version of it where you try to do something at home, and then there's a version of it where you have someone help you, you watch them do it the right way, and you go, thank God I didn't try to do that myself. I have fully done things around the home that I think look good, and then a bang in the night, and I wake up to a shelf collapsing, a painting falling off the wall. I've seen it all go south. I own a home, and I can tell you, I know how much work it can take. Whether it's everyday maintenance and repairs or making dream projects a reality, it can be hard just to know where to start. But now all you need to do is Angie that and find a skilled local pro who will deliver the quality and expertise you need. Whatever your home project, big or small, indoor or outdoor, you can Angie that and connect with skilled professionals to get the project done well. Right now, one of my wish lists is I want a bike for my condo in Milwaukee, and I would love to rig it up on a pulley in the ceiling because I have one of those like lofted ceilings, but I'm so scared to try that on my own. Angie has 20 years of home experience, and they've combined it with new tools to simplify the whole process. Bring them your project online or with the Angie app. Answer a few questions and Angie can handle the rest from start to finish, or help you compare quotes from multiple pros and connect instantly, which means you can take care of any home project in just a few taps. Because when it comes to getting the most out of your home, you can do this when you Angie that. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who don't identify as either, you are listening to Ratchet and Respectable. I am having complete first world problems right now. I've been in the country all summer, and so people aren't clear whether I live here or not. So they're inviting me to all the fall events. And I'm like, I'm so tempted to stay. I'm so tempted to stay. I have to go back. I mean, no, really, I have to go back. I mean, I cannot go back. I want to go back to Cape Town, not Accra. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to Ghana this year. And I know so many people that are going for Christmas this year. I kind of want to go. I might end up going. But I have no ticket as of this time. But I'd be flying straight from Cape Town. So that's actually kind of easy. Far. Longer, in fact, than to get from the East Coast to Ghana because there are no direct flights. That's not the point. That's not the point at all. The point is, I have been diligently working, trying to wrap up my American life so that I can return to Cape Town And then also trying to figure out what American life looks like when I come back. 'Cause I think I'm going to be here for most of 2025. I don't know. I don't know. First world problems. Just trying to like alley oop some things. Like I have some things on my checklist that I really want to get done. And I've been diligently working on them bit by bit, but it's not moving at the pace that I want to move. So I feel like I kind of need to be here and be hands on to get that done. So life be lifing. My apologies if you can hear like a motor in the background. I tested the sound of the podcast before I started taping. I can't hear it when I tested it. It's the grass. They're mowing the lawn. My dad gets the grass done every Friday, but they always come like right when I would be recording the podcast. Theoretically, I could wait until they're gone, but I'm actually trying to get the podcast in kind of on time. You know me, I get distracted. I be unfocused. I be focused on other things of substance, but still, nevertheless, like when I'm ready to go, I need to go. Otherwise, who knows? You might not get this till Monday. I'm trying. Work with me. I was sitting in the kitchen with my mom yesterday morning, and she was asking me about some spices. And she was like, "Doesn't your friend sell the spices?" I was like, "What?" It was just so out of the blue. Like, what? She means Angel from Spice Suite. You met Angel when I did the first live for Ratchet and Respectable, the only live in DC. Well, Angel was the guest. She started with Spice Suite, and now she has like a whole, what do you call it? She has a whole mall. She has her own strip mall, Black and Forth. It's in DC, Northeast. It's really cute. But my mom decided she wanted spices, and so she was like, "Can you take me to your friend?" And I was like, okay, I'll check when the shop is open. And she was like, "Is she gonna be there?" So I text Angel and I was like, when you gonna be at the shop exactly? Because my mama just told me she wants spices. So my mom follows Angel on Facebook, but Angel posted a recipe of some chicken, and my mom did the recipe, but she didn't have Angel's spices, but the chicken was really good anyway. But so she wants to know like how good could the chicken be if she had the proper spices for the chicken. And I was like, yeah, you talking a language I don't even understand. Like I use white Tony's or Old Bay on everything, and that pretty much suffices. I put chives and eggs. That's all I really got. And she was like, Demetria. So she wanted Angel to be there to tell her about the spices. So Angel's like, yes, I'll be at the shop. Like I will tell your mother about the spices. She took my mom around the store and like explained like every spice, where it comes from, what it's blended with. And my mom was like, well, what do I put this on? Is this for salmon? Is this spice for chicken? Is this spice for this? And Angel, Angel got philosophies on food. And she was like, yeah, so no. So no spice is dedicated to any particular thing. It's the flavor that you're looking for. Nothing is just for meat or just for salmon or just for beef. Like, play with the spices. And I was like, Lord God. She walked out with a whole basket of spices, plus some stuff I was told to carry in my hands. I had actually never been to my friend's shop or mall since it opened. I remember having conversations with her, this like 5 years ago, about the concept of it. And she was like, yeah, I want to do like the strip mall. I want to do like the spices, and then I want to have black owned businesses and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, that's dope. And then like when she actually like bought the space, like we went by to see it when it was still under construction. I think it used to be like an old auto shop. Like the grounds look crazy because they were still bringing in the, what do you call, like the 10 things that people like turn into spaces, cargo, not ships, cargo containers, but they were still bringing those in. So everything was just, it was under construction. It was like all over the place. And then I pulled up yesterday and I was like, I've just seen pictures of it. Usually when I hang out with Angel, usually we hang out at her house, honestly, 'cause I want to see the kids. But yeah, so proud of my friend and of whatever my mother is going to cook over the next couple of days because we got seasonings. That's all I've done for the last couple of days. I watched the new episodes, plural, of Bel-Air because they came out yesterday. I'm obsessed with Bel-Air. I'm going to talk about Bel-Air, the new one. I'm going to put it at the end of the episode because there are spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, I won't ruin it for you. And I'll tell you before I start talking about it, okay? Okay. And then Reasonable Doubt also comes out on Thursdays. Lee Daniels, we talked about Deliverance and who all is in it. We will talk about that as well at some point. I started watching it this morning. I think that's going to take me a while to get through. So we're not going to do a review of Deliverance just yet. I mean, and also it literally came out this morning unless you're off for the day or have nothing to do, or it's literally part of your job to watch these things, you probably haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Or maybe you're a huge Lee Daniels fan and that's the first thing you did this morning. Could be. I did watch, and not in real time, I had to watch it on YouTube, the Kamala Harris interview, Vice President Harris and Coach Walls. It was on CNN. I should have watched it on CNN because CNN put it on their official YouTube, which great, but they put it into three parts that don't run like one after the other, like at least not on my YouTube. I had to go search for part two and then part three because what came up like automatically next wasn't that. And I was like, who programmed this? I know they want to get three separate views, but like I promise you, if you put up good content, like see Shannon Sharp, folks will sit around and watch 2.5, 3 hours on YouTube if you give them the content that they're looking for. I know why content creators break up stuff like that because it's a views grab essentially. But I was like, CNN, like, is this what it's come to? At least part one already had 1 million views as of this morning. And I was like, everyone's been talking about this interview. Somehow it's become like a thing as if she's never done an interview before and no one knows what she's like as a sit down on camera. I think Trump started it. Like the MAGA campaign, I'm not even calling them Republicans. The MAGA campaign has been talking about, like, literally during a countdown, it's been so many days since Kamala Harris still hasn't sat for an interview. Like she started campaigning for president and hasn't done an interview, and it's been this many days and this many days and this many days. But they turned it into this thing and people bought into it. Like I saw other media outlets, like she hasn't done an interview, she hasn't done an interview. And I was like, I mean, as a media person, I get why you want someone to do an interview. Like it's a get. It should be a ratings bonanza. Like everyone should want it. But I was just trying to figure out, it's like, it's not like she's never sat for an interview before. As like, on the national stage, like it's one thing, when you're running for governor, it's one thing when you're running for senator, but it's like she's been vice president. Like she's done whole debates. Like and I get it. Like, this is now her thing and she has her own agenda. And like, what is she doing that's separate from like, what Biden did? How is she creating her own agenda? Like, I get it. But I'm also like, you act like the woman ain't giving a speech every single day, multiple times a day. It's not like she's like, remember they used to make the joke about Biden? They were like, oh, he's down in the basement. But I was like, she's not down in the basement. Like she's on campaign and she's talking to people like 24/7. I mean, it's a crafted message, but to some degree, so are interviews. I mean, the interviewer can ask you whatever they want to ask. You see this in the debates. Like the moderator asks the question and the person answers what they feel like answering. That's kind of where we are at this level of politics. But okay. I watched the whole interview, or at least what CNN put up on YouTube. It seemed to be complete. I hope that it was. It was about 30 minutes. Honestly, I've seen commentary about it. There's some criticism coming from the MAGA side that it wasn't just her, that it was her and Tim Walz. But I was like, yeah, like I've seen tons of interviews, recent presidents all sitting down for interviews like with their VP. It's not something that's unheard of. It's not like she needed Tim Walz as a chaperone. He really didn't say that much. Everything was focused very much on Vice President Harris. I thought it was a fine interview. The interviewer, she got a little firm sometimes, which is fine. My mother thought some of her questions were like accusatory. And I was like, When I watched the interview, I was like, nothing really stood out to me. The interviewer was really firm on Vice President Harris changing her positions on particularly fracking. Like she really went in about like her fracking position. Everything else I thought was fair game. I didn't think anybody particularly did like a great like knock it out the park job, but I don't think anybody just like embarrassed themselves or completely fumbled either. Like Coach Walls always comes across as likable and folksy. I thought he was consistent. I think Vice President Harris made a pointed effort to look serious and presidential. She didn't release the laugh, which I love, by the way. She wasn't overly smiley this time. She was very serious, which, it's a serious interview. Like I thought she was fine. Not spectacular, not devastating, just it was fine. It was a fine interview. Which she has done interviews, like 50, 11 million of them over the last several years. Again, this is not like this is her first time at the rodeo. Just I was going to say before, like there were no softball questions and I pulled back because I thought the last part of the interview was a little softball-y. They asked Coach Walls about the negative reaction to people talking about his son. He said that he was, a proud father. He's proud of his family. He was very pleased. He was very happy that his son is proud of his father. I would think that we talked about this when it happened. I was like, yeah, like as a father, like I think it should make you happy. I think you would want your son to be proud of you. Like I don't understand the people who are upset or angered or confused or taking jabs at a kid over being proud of his dad. It's a very heartfelt moment. Like even when they replayed the moment as part of the interview, like I got like a little warm and fuzzy and choked up inside. It was nice. They asked Vice President Harris. There's a photo that's gone viral. I think this is Kamala Harris's version of Obama bending over to let the little boy rub his hair because the little boy had asked and he was like, "Is your hair like mine?" Like, just talking about it, I get like goosebumps inside. Is it possible for me to be you? Like, how much do we have in common? Like, I love it. That little boy is like now in college. He actually might be out of college at this point. I think I read he was a poli-sci major and then like got all weepy all over again. Not the point. It's a gorgeous photo. A child, her great niece, looking up at her. And I mean, although we can't see the child's face, we're going by the positioning of the head. And the assumption is because we can't see her face that the child is in awe, the child is being inspired, the child is thinking of new possibilities because a woman that looks like Kamala Harris has never had the potential to be president before. I love that picture so much. It gives me goosebumps. There was something else in the interview. The interviewer asked her about Trump's comments at NABJ when he said that she wasn't black, she had just turned black or something like that. The interview asked Vice President Harris, like, well, what do you think about you turning black? And her response was a quick one line, and she was like, quote, same old tired playbook. Next question, please. I was like, yes, pay this man dust. Pay him dust. We spoke multiple times about the Toni Morrison quote about the function of racism is distraction. If she said anything more about Trump, she would have been giving him one, too much energy. And then all the stories about this interview would specifically talk about her response to Donald Trump, because that's the salacious part of it, right? They'd be speaking further about the is she both conversations about her race. And it's so pointless. And it's so obvious. Like she is black and she is Indian. You can be both. So is Sister Maya. Where is Sister Maya? We ain't seen her in a minute. I mean, there's no actual reason to see her because she is not running for office. Like, is she going out on the campaign trail? Is Maya going to be speaking? I'd go see Maya in a minute. I'm obsessed. Obsessed. There was this pink suit I saw when I was out shopping, when I was going to Martha's Vineyard. I saw this pink suit and I was like, do I need a pink suit? No, I do not need a pink suit. I think I'm going to go pick up that suit. Yes, because Maya Harris had on a pink suit and it was so wonderful. It was so wonderful. Also, I commissioned this painting. It's not me. It's a version of me. It's a brown version of me. But it's a pink suit. And like I want a pink suit now to match the painting. I specifically asked for a pink suit. Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't ask. Just move along. But yeah, I thought the interview was fine. That's it. I was online earlier today to see if I was like missing anything, to see if there were big, like, aha moments that flew over my head because I'm not like an insider politics person. No, I saw a bunch of MAGA people on Twitter. They were talking about how awful the interview was and how inarticulate she was and how she can't form a sentence, which is something they've been saying about Kamala Harris for a while now. And I was like, did we watch the same interview? I was like, also, the woman is a lawyer. Like, she knows how to form a sentence. Like, they were like, she has poor oratory skills. And I was like, she sounded fine. Like, again, like she's no Michelle Obama, like Michelle Obama specifically, but either of the Obamas do a really great job. I'm like, she's not that. But most people aren't. Biden wasn't. Trump isn't. Clinton was. Bush never was. Neither of the Bushes. Reagan was. He was really good at acting. I mean, former actor, reading a teleprompter. Everybody else, well, that goes back before my time. I mean, she's not like some super amazing speaker, but again, like she's fine. Like she doesn't embarrass herself. She sounds fine. She gets the message across. Communication is effective. Okay. Yeah, but they were really dragging her. But I'm like, anything that she did, they would have dragged her. Like, this is just, y'all just really don't like this woman. And it's an election year. And y'all are going crazy. Crazier. Just to just say crazy would imply that there was a time of sanity, which to my knowledge, there has not been. Womp. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening, a new language, or maybe how to finally beat your best friend in spades? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. If you are a regular listener of this podcast, you know that I am a huge advocate of therapy. I think everyone should have some, even the people that don't think they need it. You do. Trust me. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I love how easy BetterHelp makes it to access professional help. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/ratchet today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/ratchet. In the summer, you probably find yourself spending a lot more money eating out. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. But with Home Chef, you can save time and money while still getting that dining out feeling. Home Chef provides fresh ingredients and chef designed recipes, conveniently delivered to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. Whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre portioned ingredients and easy instructions, or speedy recipes ready in less than 30 minutes, Home Chef has you and the entire family covered for delicious meals without the hassle. What I love about Home Chef is they have over 30 options a week, so you never get bored. And they have dishes with a variety of dietary needs, so you don't have to worry about what to make ahead of time. Not only is it convenient, but it's economical too. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life. And of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/ratchet. That's homechef.com/ratchet for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/ratchet. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. Did y'all see this story? I think it's in Arizona. This lady, she worked for Wells Fargo and she died at her desk. Earlier this month, this woman, she was 60 years old. They found her dead at her desk, her cubicle, 4 days after she had last clocked in for work. I'm so confused by this because I'm like, if she died Friday afternoon, okay, everyone leaves for the weekend. Nobody notices that she's, just sitting at her desk. She's not going anywhere, right? Kind of, I understand this. Saturday and Sunday passed, but like when you clock into the office on Monday, she was in her cubicle all day. Well, I would imagine other people are in the office walking around. Y'all don't notice one that she has on the same outfit from Friday, but also two, she just sitting there in the same position all damn day. And then y'all come back on Tuesday. Here's the crazy part. Nobody walked by and was like, hey, Denise, because that's literally her name, has been sitting at her desk in the same clothes since Friday. No one says that. She wasn't responding to emails and people were confused because I guess she's regularly responding. And that's when somebody went by her desk to be like, let me go see if she's at work. And then saw her at the desk dead. That's crazy. Also, do y'all have no cleaning crew at this job? I haven't had a 9 to 5 or a desk job in a very long time. But when I did report to an office, like a cleaning crew came by, like when I had to work late, a cleaning crew was coming by around 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock sometimes. But it was like the trash was emptied every day. And then there was no like security walkthrough. 'Cause every job that I've ever had, there's been some sort of security walkthrough just to, make sure everything's a-okay. Maybe there's security at the front desk. And so the security is like, well, there should be nobody in there. Security's a little lazy. But like, y'all let the trash just sit all them days. Nobody like just walked through to clean up the bathrooms and saw this lady still sitting there. These are either the most unobservant people on God's green earth or the most uncaring people on God's green earth. Like, that's crazy. Crazy. You know what? There's another crazy story I was reading. Let me see if I can find it because I didn't think about it for the podcast. But now thinking about this, it reminds me of this other story. There was a story about a guy who went hiking with his coworkers and they left him behind and he got lost on the mountain. Did y'all read this? I think I saw it on Facebook. Nope. Here it is on the Washington Post. Here we go. It says coworkers left him behind on a mountaintop. He got stuck overnight. A man spent the night alone during a storm on a mountain in Colorado after being left at a work retreat. Authorities said it might cause some awkward encounters in the office. You think? You think? Wait, Washington Post has a paywall. I'm about to go to BBC. They said this unnamed man got lost and found himself without a phone signal after being left by colleagues who went ahead without him. How you just go ahead without somebody on a mountain? The man said he endured stormy weathers and multiple falls before being found in a large search effort the next morning. Let's see. I'm going further into the article. It said the drama unfolded on Friday as a 15-strong group from the company ventured along a trail up the mountain, which is 14,000 feet high. They said the hiker was left to reach the summit on his own at about 11:30 local time. Look, I don't really be going hiking like that. Like I went up the side of a volcano once to go see some gorillas in Rwanda. In Bali, we hiked up this mountain at like 3 a.m. Horrible idea, but turned out to be a great story on the back end. To see the sunrise over this volcano, we were very clear. Either you stay with the group, and if you must separate from the group, then you do so in pairs. How you just leave him? Yo, people are evil. They said the man stopped for a break while his coworkers continued on the route. They ain't like him even a little bit. Somebody could have stayed with him, or they could have gone into like the fast group and the slow group. One of the police officers said of the man, quote, he's lucky to be alive. So the guy did reach the top of the mountain. He became disoriented on the descent. Apparently, he had left little items along the way so that he knew how to find his way back. So when he went back down, he found that his coworkers who had gone down before him had picked up the items, and that's why he became disoriented. That's why he lost his way. That's evil. He sent a pin drop to colleagues who told him that he was on the wrong route and suggested that he climb back up to get to the right trail. Shortly after sending them a second message, a strong storm passed through the area, bringing high winds and freezing rain and leaving him without a signal. The local search and rescue received an alert around 2100, that's 9 p.m., that evening, and they dispatched 2 teams and a drone pilot who were thwarted by bad weather. A helicopter was also sent, but despite tracing the man's last known movements, the rescuers could not find him. He was wearing dark clothing. Why the fuck would you wear dark clothing? I mean, he wasn't expecting to be out at night. Okay, in fairness. Okay. Eventually, the missing man recovered enough phone signal to make an emergency call, and he was located in a gully. He reported that he had fallen at least 20 times and was left unable to get up. Still reading from the BBC, it says the man's health remains unknown after being taken for hospital care. The rescue team also warned people never to hike alone, and to pack bright clothing and essential supplies. So he called these people for help and was like, hey, I'm lost. Like they were like, yeah, so we're not coming back to get you, but you should make your way back to the top. But they didn't even call somebody to be like, hey, a member of our team is lost. Maybe y'all can send somebody to go get him. Clearly his coworkers don't like him. Like that's facts, right? But y'all didn't really care if this man lived or died. What is he doing in the office that is so damn bad that y'all just left that man on a mountain and didn't even bother to call emergency and be like, hey, Bob is lost? That's crazy. But also, I share these 2 stories with you. Oddly enough, while I'm in the middle of like, every entrepreneur goes through this, and I've said this before, I'm in one of those like, yo, I should just go get a day job. Like, working for myself is too damn hard. I do not love it right now. And still, I hear stories like this, like, yo, people really don't give a fuck. This lady died at her job. She's 60 years old. I have no idea how long she worked for Wells Fargo. You died at your job and nobody noticed for a full 4 days. I did not even know giving that few fucks was possible. Everybody knows corporations don't care. Everybody knows you're just a cog in the machine. They will put an ad up for your replacement the day after you die. The body won't even be warm yet. We all understand this, but like, god damn, somebody literally dies on the job and nobody notices for days. You go on a company retreat, which people hate company retreats, unless you're like one of the favorite people at the office. Those things are awful and viewed largely as a waste of time. People just go because you have the office bond. It looks so terrible if you don't go. You won't be seen like a team player. You might miss out on the next bonus, the next promotion, the next big assignment because the people that need to like you don't like you because you weren't there. I get it. I get it. Everybody hates them shits. But this dude decides to go along for whatever reason he does, and he must know his coworkers don't like him because they really, really, really don't fuck with him to have left him alone on a hike and then not even gone back to get him when he was like, hey, I'm lost. It's just such a profound lack of humanity. Like, those are some evil, evil people. I've had strangers volunteer to go up the rough side of the mountain with me. I was on this trip with the Bali trip that I just spoke about. I got to the top, or what I thought was the top of this mountain, and they were like, no, no, there's more to go. The bike just can't go up there because it's too rock. The terrain is too rocky. And I was like, what the fuck? I got to climb up literally the rough side of a mountain to get to the top. A woman behind me, she was on the trip with us, but it was like a trip with 20 something people. I said nothing more than hi or bye to this woman the whole trip. Like, I was cordial, I was nice, but like, it was 20 other people on the trip. And I was there with like one of my friends. This woman, Keola George, we are friends to this day because of this, was like, you want me to go up with you? Yeah. And did. We went up the rough side of the mountain because no one with any basic decency let someone go up a mountain by themselves. I would fight a bear for that woman to this day. Just because she was like, you want me to go up with you? Yes, sis, I do. All right, let's go. Then we're going up the rough side of the mountain. I'm like about to freaking die. I'm in the best shape of my life at this time, too. I was working with a trainer and I was pushing the sled 5 days a week. I'm also doing a Stairmaster. Like, I'm like a beast. I am struggling going up this mountain. And meanwhile, there's this man and his father was probably, he looked 70, he was brown, he was Balinese, so he's probably 80. This man is going up the mountain with a walking stick. The old man takes pity on me and gives me his walking stick. I'm like, bruh, am I that bad off? Apparently. The old man is like, give it to me when you get to the top because he got faith in me. I'm like, you got more faith in me than I got in myself. I take the walking stick from the old man because I can't make it up the mountain otherwise. The old man just goes on ahead. The walking stick was just for kicks. He goes on ahead fast and goes up the damn mountain. I got a walking stick and a guide and a friend. That's how I got up the mountain. Three strangers participated in getting me up a goddamn mountain. This man's coworkers, people who knew his name, if he got a family, might have met his wife, seen his kids' pictures on his desk, might know he got a dog, left him on a mountain. That's some shameful shit. I wonder if there's a way to sue them people. Willful negligence, attempted murder. He need to get an extra check and more than just, like your annual bonus. That's more than just, I'm sorry, Bob. Here, take this percentage. No, you need to run him some ends and dividends. And he need to find a new job expeditiously because then people hate him. That's the type of shit where you like go to a sleepover, end up dead, and somehow nobody saw anything and knows what happened. He gotta get the fuck out of there. You know, I spend a great deal of time in airports. I'm always looking for the perfect luggage, so I pay attention to what the luggage looks like in baggage claim. And I see away luggage a lot when I travel. As much as I love its looks, because it's so cute, I prefer soft side suitcases. Is that weird? And I always wished Away made one. Well, guess what? Now they do. The new Away soft side suitcase seriously looks better than any old school soft side suitcases I've seen. This is not your grandmother's soft side suitcase, and it doesn't look like a hand me down. It looks like you have good taste. You'll actually want to be seen with this one. And it's designed to be lighter than others on the market, which really matters overseas because so many airlines want to weigh your carry on. If it's going to be heavy, I want it to be because I pack so much stuff, not because just the actual luggage weighs a lot. Softside comes in 4 of Away's best-selling sizes and tried and true colors. There's something for everyone in the lineup. 2 carry-on sizes, 2 check sizes, 4 colors: black, blue, pink, my favorite, and gray. The suitcase is made from a high-strength nylon. It's built to take on the toughest handlers. The bag is tear-resistant as well as weather-resistant. I've rolled this suitcase through monsoons in Mexico and safaris in East Africa. And the most treacherous of all, the cute cobblestone streets of the meatpacking district in Manhattan. And it's perfectly fine. I also spilled half of the lavender latte on it at DCA, and it cleaned up good as new. This suitcase is perfect for people who can't sit still and for the ones who make a mess, and people like me who are both. The bag is soft but not sensitive, super durable, flexible, and expandable. My goal for every destination I travel to is to get 1 piece of jewelry and 1 piece of art. Somehow I end up buying a whole lot more. But whatever I get, with my new Away soft side, I can make sure it will fit in my bag and get back with me safely. I give away bonus points for the compression pad system that helps you pack it all in. Since I started traveling with my Away soft side luggage, I haven't had to sit on my suitcase to close it yet. And even when I know I've overpacked my suitcase, it hasn't tipped over. Away soft side suitcases come with an anti-tipping stabilizer. It holds the bag steady when expanded. Don't you wish every suitcase could do that? Unfortunately, they can't. The anti-tipping stabilizer is proprietary to Away. You gotta check out the new soft side luggage from Away. Head over to awaytravel.com/ratchet. That's awaytravel.com/ratchet to see the new soft side luggage from Away. awaytravel.com/ratchet.
Today's episode is brought to you by Angie. Angie has made it easier than ever to connect with skilled professionals to get all your jobs and projects done well. Let me tell you, there's the version of it where you try to do something at home, and then there's a version of it where you have someone help you, you watch them do it the right way, and you go, thank God I didn't try to do that myself. I have fully done things around the home that I think look good, and then a bang in the night, and I wake up to a shelf collapsing, a painting falling off the wall. I've seen it all go south. I own a home, and I can tell you, I know how much work it can take. Whether it's everyday maintenance and repairs or making dream projects a reality, it can be hard just to know where to start. But now all you need to do is Angie that and find a skilled local pro who will deliver the quality and expertise you need. Whatever your home project, big or small, indoor or outdoor, you can Angie that and connect with skilled professionals to get the project done well. Right now, one of my wish lists is I want a bike for my condo in Milwaukee, and I would love to rig it up on a pulley in the ceiling because I have one of those like lofted ceilings, but I'm so scared to try that on my own. Angie has 20 years of home experience, and they've combined it with new tools to simplify the whole process. Bring them your project online or with the Angie app. Answer a few questions and Angie can handle the rest from start to finish, or help you compare quotes from multiple pros and connect instantly, which means you can take care of any home project in just a few taps. Because when it comes to getting the most out of your home, you can do this when you Angie that. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Summer should be fun, not financially stressful. With the Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa credit card, it's easy to start building credit with everyday purchases and regular on-time payments, with no annual fees or interest. And if your credit scores grow, so could your opportunities for lower rates on loans, like for a car or a home. I love Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. It comes with no annual fees, interest, or credit check to apply. And you can use it everywhere Visa credit cards are accepted. And my favorite part, you can access more than 60,000 fee-free ATMs. That's more than the top 3 national banks combined. Easily find an ATM near you with the Chime app. With Chime's secure credit card, you can improve your credit scores all summer long. Get started today at chime.com/ratchet. That's chime.com/ratchet. Chime feels like progress. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by the Bancorp Bank North America or Stride Bank North America. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal and OTC advance fees may apply. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details. Last but not least, I watched Bel-Air, the 2 new episodes. This is the spoilers. So if you haven't watched the new episodes, stop now and come back after you watch them. There's a bunch of stuff that happens, but I specifically want to talk about Phil and Vivi. They had been having problems in their marriage. Phil had gone and kissed another woman. Vivi feels overwhelmed by the expectations Phil has for her as a wife, and then also her work stuff. And then also she just going through her own like growing pains and such. She also had like a sixth sense that something was going on with her husband and this other woman, and then Phil wasn't copping to it. And so like she just knew something was wrong. They take a vacation. They trying to, bring the spark back. They go on vacation with one couple who's lovely and not too radical. And then they run into this other couple at this very fancy resort. And this couple is more radical. Now that I think about it, I thought the wife was Carrie Hilson. I think the wife was actually, remember Beth's sister from This Is Us? Every time I see her in something, she causing some trouble. The men are having some drinks. They start talking about Viagra. I was like, really? Because y'all are well into their 40s. 20-something-year-old men were popping Viagra back when I was in my 20s. Like, I wrote about it in a Bell in Brooklyn. The women are also having conversation, and the messy friend was like, yeah, we have an open relationship. So Vivi wants to hear more about this. She's intrigued. That's not even the part that got me. Fast forward some. They end up in a jacuzzi together. The woman comes over to Vivi and she was like, my husband and I think you're very sexy. And instead of Vivi being like, girl, what? You talking crazy? Like you doing the most right now. Vivi is like, oh, is that right? Is that so? She said, well, why don't you go and have some chat with my husband? And she said, I'll go over here and chat with Phil. Vivi looks at Phil. Phil looks at Vivi. They just smile at each other. And Vivi goes school her little self over to the other lady husband. What is going on? Yo, people be concerned. People be so concerned about girls' trips with single women. And they just think it's some version of like black women acting like girls gone wild back in the 90s. These married people on vacays acting up. Married people, especially ones with kids, young kids, teenagers too, when they get away from their kids, go crazy. They lose all sense of decorum and decency. They act like they just been locked up forever and they free. It's wild. Married people are wild. Phil and Vivi do a couple swap, and then they're walking with the couple as the couple's headed back to the room, and the couple invites them in for a nightcap. And I was like, I know you fucking lying. This is how they're getting the spark back? Are you kidding me? I was kind of intrigued though, and I was like, yo, how far is Bel-Air gonna go with these scenes? Take the cameras in the room. Don't cut the cameras now. But Vivi and Phil eventually leave the room. They go back to their own. They say something like, I can't believe we almost. And I was like, okay, so y'all didn't. Y'all thought about it hard though. But they all hot and bothered now that they spent time with this other couple. And Phil's ready to get it popping. And Vivi's like, nah, on the balcony. Phil's like, what if they see us? Viv's like, let them look. I'm clutching pearls. This season of Bel-Air is really, really good. I'm really enjoying the show and the writers this season. It's really good. That's it. Ain't no real news this week. So I guess it's a 3-day weekend. It's hot. Folks gonna be drinking and smoking. Bad combination. Don't let me be on here talking about no stories about you. You act right. Or at least have the decency to not do it on video. Thank you. All right. Have a great weekend. We'll speak next week. All right. Bye.
Today's episode is brought to you by Angie. Angie has made it easier than ever to connect with skilled professionals to get all your jobs and projects done well. Let me tell you, there's the version of it where you try to do something at home, and then there's a version of it where you have someone help you, you watch them do it the right way, and you go, thank God I didn't try to do that myself. I have fully done things around the home that I think look good, and then a bang in the night, and I wake up to a shelf collapsing, a painting falling off the wall. I've seen it all go south. I own a home, and I can tell you, I know how much work it can take. Whether it's everyday maintenance and repairs or making dream projects a reality, it can be hard just to know where to start. But now all you need to do is Angie that and find a skilled local pro who will deliver the quality and expertise you need. Whatever your home project, big or small, indoor or outdoor. You can Angie that and connect with skilled professionals to get the project done well. Right now, one of my wish lists is I want a bike for my condo in Milwaukee, and I would love to rig it up on a pulley in the ceiling because I have one of those like lofted ceilings, but I'm so scared to try that on my own. Angie has 20 years of home experience, and they've combined it with new tools to simplify the whole process. Bring them your project online or with the Angie app. Answer a few questions and Angie can handle the rest from start to finish, or help you compare quotes from multiple pros and connect instantly, which means you can take care of any home project in just a few taps. Because when it comes to getting the most out of your home, you can do this when you Angie that. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.